Great news. I have been seeing a guy for a little over 2 months, which is crazy because normally guys just treat me like trash and then it lasts like no more than a month and it's done. Well, this guy, we've gone on 10 dates and I've been counting, not because I'm crazy, but because these were milestones for me. And I was just like, this is going so well. It's so nice to be treated well and appreciated. Like, this guy's great. Super excited. So about 2 weeks ago, I asked him, I was like, do you want to meet my friends? We could do like a couples brunch on the 13th of February, which is right before Valentine's Day. So if you want to say no, I get it. Like, that could be a lot of pressure for you. And guys get weird around Valentine's Day. So like, it's fine. And he's like, yeah, actually I'd like that because his best friend has been wanting to do a double date with me. And I'm like, oh my God, we're like meeting each other's friends. This is like actually going well. He texts me, paragraph, hey Katie. Paragraphs are never good, okay? So he ends things. Paragraphs are never good, okay? So he ends things. And, I was going to take the high road and not text back. And, I was going to take the high road and not text back because I don't need to waste my time with that. No, we're not taking the high road today. We're calling. We're going to call a boy out on a ship. So I call him and he answers. I'm like, you realize this is a couples brunch, right? Like, it will be 3 couples who are planning to meet you today. Like, we specifically planned this so you can meet everybody. And now you're canceling the day of, an hour before. He's like, yeah, it was like really shitty to do, but like, I just don't see this going anywhere. And it's like, okay, like, that's fine. But you couldn't have told me that Tuesday when we had dinner, or like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. You couldn't have said no to this plan. So he's like, yeah, it's really shitty, I'm sorry. But I just don't see that. I was like, well, whatever. So ultimately he just, didn't want to marry me or have children with me, which is fine. Tell me that. Not the day of a brunch to meet all my friends, but here's my cute outfit. Oh, and happy Valentine's.
Guys, this is getting to the point where it's just sad, okay? I have no idea how these girls manage to screw up dating so badly when it is so easy for them. At the beginning of this TikTok, this woman says that it is a record for her to be dating a man more than a couple of months. These girls are absolutely clueless. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we are going to be kicking it off by breaking down the clip that was posted by this woman right here. We are going to be taking a listen to her dating escapades and commenting on it. So as we go through, guys, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments. And before we jump in, gentlemen, as always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the description. I'm going to be archiving content from YouTube over there slowly, guys. So if YouTube, if videos are missing and stuff like that and you guys are asking me why, that's where they will be. Archived videos will be publicly available to literally everybody, guys, and there's exclusive videos if you're interested in becoming a supporter. But let's take a listen one more time to what this woman has to say, and don't forget to leave your comments. Let's jump right into the video.
I have been seeing a guy for a little over 2 months, which is crazy because normally guys just treat me like trash and then it lasts like no more than a month and it's done.
Yeah, see, I'm not surprised by that. And the reason that I'm not surprised by that is because the men that these girls choose to date, of course, are not going to take you seriously. You see, what these girls are doing is they're shopping out of their price range, okay? They have an inflated sense of ego. They have an inflated sense of self. And when they go out here dating, they think that they can just, go out and date a guy and just magically he's going to want to commit to her. But the problem is, guys, they think that they're a lot more, I really don't like to use this word, okay? But for lack of better word, they think they're a lot more high value than they are, okay? They think that they're like, if you ask these girls, man, oh, like, I'm 10 out of 10, I deserve this, I deserve that, but you can't even keep a man for more than 2 months. It's really not, as a girl, it is really not difficult to do that. You have to be doing something incredibly wrong to not be able to keep a dude for 2 months. One of those things that you're doing wrong is selecting the wrong men. Let's continue.
2 months, which is crazy because normally guys just treat me like trash and then it lasts like no more than a month and it's done. Well, this guy, we've gone on 10 dates and I've been counting, not because I'm crazy, but because these were milestones for me. And I was just like, this is going so well. It's so nice to be treated well and appreciated.
No, you see, it's because you're crazy. Okay, she says that she's she's counting the dates not because she's crazy, but because they're milestones. No, you're counting the dates because you are crazy. Okay? Like, this is not... You will notice, guys, that when these women like get into relationships or situationships, do you find it interesting how they always know they know what the dude's birthday is? Okay, they know what his mother does for a living, they know what his father does for a living. You know, all this crap about the guy because they're obsessed with the man because he's above her. Right? You will hear girls say like, "Oh, the power dynamics in that relationship is so screwed up. He's using his power to manipulate her because he's so wealthy or whatever." Maybe you should stop going after the hyper wealthy, hyper successful, hyper attractive men and you wouldn't have these problems. And I'll say this, even if the guy isn't hyper in all of these fields, that still doesn't mean that you're on his level. Right? A lot of these girls walking around with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of student debt and all that kind of crap. But I digress.
Well, this guy, we've gone on 10 dates, and I've been counting, not because I'm crazy, but because these were milestones for me. And I was just like, this is going so well. It's so nice to be treated.
Yeah, could have fooled me on the crazy point there.
Treated well and appreciated. Like, this guy's great. Super excited. So about 2 weeks ago, I asked him, I was like, do you want to meet my friends? We could do like a couples brunch on the 13th of February, which is right before Valentine's Day. So if you want to say no, I get it. Like, that could be a lot of pressure for you.
I find it interesting. Like, this is what girls doing. In case you didn't know this, by the way, guys, like, this is what girls do when they don't have a relationship with a guy. They try and sneak it on him around a particular event. So whether that be like, you know, New Year's, because everyone knows like the New Year's kiss, or like, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. So she's starting to push him for some more commitment, but she doesn't want to make it appear as though that's what she's doing. So she's like, oh yeah, you know, it's just a brunch with a friend of mine. Yeah, it's just coincidentally before Valentine's Day. You see, this is the kind of crap, guys, because I've made this point a lot. But there used to be a time, if you wind back the clocks, okay, guys, you know, the commitment would come up first, and then they would have the bedroom fun, okay? But the girls these days, they want to have they want to have their cake and eat it too, right? They want to go out. They want to see all these bad boys. They know that the bad boys won't commit to them, so they sneak the commitment in, guys. They never just want that one thing. Like, they never just want to have fun and then call it there. They always try and sneak in the commitment. And a lot of these girls, what they do is they do it around events. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm sure a great many of you guys watching this right now, being around the block a couple times, you already know this. But it's very sneaky behavior. It's like, oh yeah, it's just coming up on Valentine's Day. Definitely not intentional, right? 13th
of February, which is right before Valentine's Day. So if you want to say no, I get it. Like, that could be a lot of pressure for you. And guys get weird around Valentine's Day, so like, it's fine.
Yeah, see, the men that you choose get weird around Valentine's Day. Men in general, like, there are a lot of dudes out, in case you haven't been around, there are a lot of simps out here. There are a lot of dudes who would literally take the time out of their day, their busy work schedules, and plan a nice Valentine's Day for you. Okay? There are dudes out there who would do this. No questions asked. You wouldn't even need to say anything to them. They would just want to show you that you're special, right? We played a clip of a video. We played a clip, of a woman the other day who was saying, like, you know, men shouldn't, you know, if a man compliments you, it's bad because this, and this. Dudes aren't thinking about it like this, man. A lot of guys, if they like you, they're going to put in effort, right? As stupid as that may be, because as psychotic as you may be, you know, a lot of guys are really not that complicated. They'll take you out on dates. They'll do these things for you. But again, these are not the men that you're selecting. So, you know, I always say, like, why the hell would you as an individual, whether you're a man or you're a woman, put so much effort into people who don't give a crap about you? It's absolutely insane.
And he's like, yeah, actually I'd like that, because his best friend has been wanting to do a double date with me. And I'm like, oh my God, we're like meeting each other's friends. This is like actually going well. He texts me, paragraph, hey Katie. Paragraphs are never good, okay? So he ends things.
Yeah. Yeah, and because this is the thing that these girls don't understand, is like, what reason are you giving a man to commit to you? Okay, now oftentimes these girls are just shopping out of their price range, so they're doomed anyway. The dude's not going to commit to you. But like, if we were to take a second and go, okay, you know, why would a guy commit to you? A lot of these girls will give you answers like, oh, you know, I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm ambitious, all this kind of crap. Dudes do not care about these attributes. Okay, you might get one guy here and there. There's probably some dude in the comments writing up a comment right now like, Taylor, I care about I care about a girl's ambition. That's fine, but the majority of men do not care about these things. Okay, the majority of men, really not that hard to please. Don't be crazy, look halfway decent, and you're basically there. Like, I'm telling you, man, men are not complicated. Really not complicated. So if you cannot lock down a guy for 2 months, guys, 2 months, I don't know how old this woman is, you know, take your guesses. I'm very bad at guessing people's ages. But, you know, this woman at this age, unable to hold down a boyfriend for 2 months, it's like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? This girl must just be on dating apps, just you know, one after the other, guys. Like, really, I don't know how you can. This is like those people that play video games, right? And they've been playing the game for like, I don't know, like 10 years, and they're like bronze rank. It's like, bro, look up a guide, please. Like, yeah, not a womanist guide, like an actual guide. You have no idea what the hell you're doing.
And, you know, I was going to take the high road and not text back because I don't need to waste my time with that. No, we're not taking the high road today. We're calling. We're going to call a boy out on a shit. So I call him and he answers. I'm like, you realize this is a couples brunch, right? Like, it will be 3 couples who are planning to meet you.
Yeah, and like, you're not going to convince this man. Imagine, guys, right? Imagine you're casually seeing a woman, right? You decide to end things, and like, her response is to come at you in an accusatory way. Like, you two aren't even in a relationship. You never even had a relationship, and she's trying to like bully you into attending a brunch because you had obligations to meet other people that you don't know. It's like, imagine for a second, guys, okay, that you actually got with this woman and you guys had like a relationship that went for a couple years, how bad this behavior would get. Like, this is step number 1, and this woman's already trying to gaslight you into going to crap. Imagine if you take that and you go 2 years down the line, the kind of behavior that you'd be like, you know, you'd be one of those Johnny Depp type cases right now. Like, you'd be dealing with some real bull crap. But this is the kind of stuff that gives men some serious headaches down the line, because this kind of behavior, it doesn't stop. Like, this, it just gets 20 times worse. And, you know, I'm not trying to like insult this individual or whatever, guys. I'm just trying to highlight that the behavior that you see is usually just the tip of the iceberg, because a lot of people, you know, ask any ex-married dude, okay, how long their wives held in the crazy, all right? And if they, you know, if you can't even hold in the crazy for the first 2 months, I don't know what to tell you.
Today, like, we specifically planned this so you could meet everybody. And now you're canceling the day of.
No, you planned it. It didn't sound like he planned it at all. You planned it because you wanted your non-relationship to progress into a relationship.
An hour before. He's like, yeah, it was like really shitty to do, but like, I just don't see this going anywhere. And it's like, okay, like, that's fine. But you couldn't have told me that Tuesday when we had dinner, or like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. You couldn't have said no to this plan. So
I have no sympathy, right? Guys, like, again, this girl is like harassing this dude on the phone because she says it's fine, but it's really not fine. Okay, like, she's not sitting. If it was fine and she didn't care, she wouldn't pick up the phone and like accuse him of like she would just let it go if it were fine. It's not fine. Like, isn't that the crazy thing? Like, this is not fine to her. She's picked up the phone and she's doing all this crap. But geez, man.
Or like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, you couldn't have said no to this plan. So he's like, yeah, it was really shitty. I'm sorry, but I just don't see that. I was like, well, you know, whatever. So ultimately, he just, you know, didn't want to marry me or have children with me, which is fine. Tell me that. Not the day of a brunch to meet all my friends, but
I mean, I don't think that those things were ever on that dude's mind. Like, you know, having a family with you or making you, like, these are things that are in your mind, right? Like, girls, when they try and lock down a dude, especially as they go into their 30s, the reason why, like, when women get into their 30s and they're like, oh crap, I need to lock down a dude, a lot of this comes from like the knowledge that if they don't lock down a dude soon, they're going to run out of time. Like, 35 and looking for a dude to marry you is embarrassing for a woman, because you've had this opportunity available to you the entire time. 35 years old, trying to start a family. I mean, you're looking at some serious health risks and crap like that, right? Like, this guy probably had no intention of doing these things with you. I don't even know why the hell you're bringing them up. Like, you're bringing them up because they're important to you. It's all about, like, me, me, me. What can I do for me, me, me? How dare you abandon me? I need these things, right? It's never about the other person. Like, even though, truthfully, she's doomed, she's not going to be able to lock this guy down anyway. Notice how it all comes from a perspective of, like, you know, you've done this to me. Like, there's just no accountability, no nothing.
Here's my cute outfit. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and she signs it off with that. But guys, we're going to be continuing into a couple more clips momentarily. Again, you know, remember to leave your comments and your thoughts below, guys. I do try and read as many as I can. Oftentimes we get a great many comments these days. But guys, make sure you leave your thoughts and opinions. You guys often miss things that I don't pick up on, or like I just miss a lot of things. So if you guys have thoughts, experiences that you want to share, feel free to leave them in the comments. And let's continue with some more clips.
So I'm 28 right now, and a lot of my friends are starting to get engaged and get married. And the other day I realized that I have no clue how to get married, but I know exactly how to get divorced.
You can.
Yeah, I don't really know if that's a positive thing. But if you're, again, if you get to 28 years of age as a woman, and like you haven't found your husband, you haven't found your, you know, your long-term relationship, this is not something that's a consequence of men. It's really a consequence of you being just absolutely clueless. Like, you could have had a dude the entire time. And this is why I don't feel bad for the woman in the last clip at all, guys, because how many times, even that, like, you know, fairly arguably crazy lady from the last clip, right? How many dudes would be willing to have a relationship with her, and yet she's still somehow out here just absolutely struggling, right?
Married, but I know exactly how to get divorced.
You cannot turn an unemotionally available man into available.
I did not realize how much I valued male validation until I stopped sleeping with men. Since I stopped seeking out sexual intimacy from men, in turn, I stopped doing as many things for the male gaze, which allotted to me getting less validation from men. Not gonna lie, that has definitely affected the way that I view myself. I didn't even realize how much I lacked when it came to self-validation. You know, you hear it over and over again, but women really are just trained to do absolutely everything for the male gaze and for male validation.
I don't think women are trained to do things for male validation. If anything, it's probably for the opposite. You know, these girls, they'll always try and position it like it's society that has brainwashed them, or it's the, you know, it's the quote unquote patriarchy boys that has brainwashed them to do the things that they do. You know, they've got all this, like, what do they call it nowadays, guys? Internalized misogyny, all this kind of crap. When in actual fact, for example, the reason why you're attracted to powerful men is because it is a biological urge. Okay, the reason why you seek validation from men, that is also it's got nothing to do with like you just being like naive and susceptible to the you know, the wily ways of society. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, but again, there's no accountability for that. That's like us saying, you know, we as men, guys, we've been brainwashed by society to like attractive women, right? To like an hourglass shape. It's like, what, bro? Like, that's biological, you know? But on the subject of some brainwashing, guys, I tell you what, like, public school systems nowadays are essentially just indoctrination camps to get you to believe crap like this, and to get you to believe crap like I show you all day on these videos. It really is sad. We're going to have a whole generation of men growing up siding with this crap, and they're going to go through, for lack of a better word, absolute hell, and they're not going to know why unless they stumble across a video like like this, or maybe you guys out there and, you know, are able to shove them in the right direction, give them a bit of a nudge. But otherwise, we got a whole generation of men coming up that are going to be going through you know, some real turmoil if they listen to this garbage.
When you take that away, you're left feeling somewhat meaningless in a weird, empty way. And it's a feeling I don't really know how to deal with yet. I think needing male validation is very subconscious and very deep-rooted for most women. I'm just sharing this because if there's any other queer women that are still going through that journey, you're not alone. You're not alone.
Bitch is allowed to be like, that got power. Bitch, got mileage. Use
This is probably gonna come as a surprise to some of y'all. I like boring boys. Like, I want to stay home, I want to cuddle on the couch, I want to chill out in the garage, drink beer, work on my shit boxes, or our shit boxes. I mean, if we want to have shit boxes together, that's also super dope. I'm boring. I'm old and I'm boring. So bad boys aren't really my type anymore.
Yeah, anymore, right? Like, whenever these girls say this, I just think to myself, okay, but if we were to pull up like an audit of your dating history, what would we find? Right? Would we find a bunch of good guys who like to stay at home and, you know, hang out with you and cuddle and all this kind of crap that you're saying that you're interested in? Or are we going to find a bunch of bad boys who run your emotions really high and really low and don't really give a crap about you and treat you like trash? Like, if we were to do a test, right, and we were to look at this woman's dating history, it would be the exact opposite of what she's telling us right now. And, you know, guys, like, I'll say this. There's one thing that I really like in life, okay? There's one concept that I think is really useful to a lot of men, to people in general, and that concept is clarity, okay? And the issue that I have with videos like these are that you're clouding men's clarity. Okay, you're lying to men. I don't like it when we see these videos, guys. Like, if girls want to go out here and they want to make stupid decisions, fine. Go do you, okay? If you're like not into having a husband, you're not into having a boyfriend, fine. That's cool. You can go out here and do you. But the moment you start lying to people in mass is the moment that things start to get a little bit dangerous, okay? Because what you're doing is you're lying, that people are going to take the information that you say and they're going to act as though it's true when it's not. Okay? I don't care what your truth is. I don't care what you make up inside your head. Okay? I like clarity, boys. And I like, you know, knowing something, whether it's objectively true or not. None of this garbage that we hear, right?
Not really my thing. I'm also way too old to try to change someone's son.
This will literally be.
Yeah, and she says that she's too old to change someone's son. Now, guys, I can't really pull this image up right now just because the way this video is set up. But you guys can't see it right now. She has I believe that's 1, 2, 3 neck tattoos. Like, she's got neck tattoos, right? There's like 3 words on her chest that are neck tattoos. And I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you think? Is she into the bad boys or not? And again, guys, we have a okay, so we've got makeup on, then we've got a filter on. So we've essentially got like we're not even looking at what she actually, like, we're just talking to a ghost. Like, I don't even know who the hell we're looking at right now, you know?
I'm also way too old to try to change someone's son.
This will literally be like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if a guy is watching your story, it literally just means he's watching stories and yours came up. First of all, that's wrong. That's lie. It means that he's still obviously in love with me and obsessed.
I mean, that's just not true. Like, whatever helps you sleep at night. Like, notice how these girls have to rationalize it to themselves. Like, oh, Chad broke up with me. He doesn't want anything to do with me. But he saw my story, so he must be obsessed with me. I believe that's what they, on Twitter, they like to call that cope, right?
And I won. Obviously, we don't want him back, but like, that's what it means. So stop lying.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, but I guess whatever helps you sleep at night. But gentlemen, we're going to be moving. We haven't done a couple of these in recent times, but I have a couple of dating profiles pulled up here that I want to show you. Now, guys, I'm just going to give you a quick warning. Okay, so if if you're averse to some dating profiles, this is your warning. Okay, 3, 2, 1. First dating profile. Okay. We have here, I'm not sure what language this is, but we have here a woman with a short name who is 49 years of age. And we have the translation of her bio on the right-hand side here. So let's take a listen to what she says. And this is the individual. And so for those of you who are not looking at the screen right now, this is what the bio says. You can be as handsome as you want, but if the world were blind, how many people would you impress? I want a boy for the journey of life who is a friend and becomes everything, sincere, affectionate, faithful, difficult, but not impossible. Oh my word, man. So she wants a dude who's sincere, affectionate, faithful, but simultaneously a dude who's difficult to her. Okay, yeah, whatever. Moving on. That he has values, that he is respectful, and I will value the good. I want to find that connection, that complicity, that he knows how to listen, since we all hear, but few of us know how to listen. I agree with quite a few men, but I connect with very few. I'm here to meet. Ignore my profile if you want to just have bedroom fun. I am not suitable for that. Okay, and obviously she's, I believe she's got a star sign here of a Pisces and, whatever else here. But let's go through this, okay? So we have here an individual, guys, who demands the utmost of moral caliber from a man, okay? And yet she is 49 years of age and single. I want you guys to really understand this, okay? Moral virtues only become important to these girls when they require a stable man in their life. Throughout their 20s, oftentimes throughout their 30s now, they're going around, they're having fun with the bad boys, and then they want to convince you that now is the time for your morals to shine. You see, morals are a fantastic thing, right? But unfortunately, women dangle them. Like, they literally dangle them in front of men and say, hey, be a good man. I need a real man. And dudes who believe in virtues, dudes who believe in being affectionate, faithful, sincere, in being a friend, in going through a journey of life, dudes who believe in those sorts of things, they get screwed over, right? Because these girls, they dangle it in front of men. And then they say, oh, you have to do all these things for me. For me. That's why these things come up, right? It's not because of any, actual care or love. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But guys, let's continue on to the next dating profile here. Now, I'm going to give you a double warning for this one, okay? So I said that the last one, I gave you a warning for the last one, but this is a double warning. So, don't say that I didn't tell you, okay? We have here a 31-year-old woman who is verified, and she's a manager somewhere, okay? And, as we can see, we've got her profile here. Yep. And let's take a look at her bio here, okay? So let's take a read. First line. Oh my, there's no way. Oh, I'm going to rub my eye. Guys, I'm going to need a second to, rub my eyes. Hang on. Oh my goodness. The first line of this woman's dating profile is "Make me your wife, and you'll be the happiest guy in the world!" Exclamation mark. I don't know how you could open up a dating profile with a more just a punch in the face, more of a punch in the face than a dating bio that right off the bat just says "Make me your wife." Holy. Okay. She is a full-time single mother of 2 incredible kids. You should probably assume that they will always come first. So here we have an individual who, the father of her kids is just not there for some reason. Okay, maybe he's in the background, but he's not there with her. And the kids will always come first. So right off the bat, you will never be placed as a top priority. You will be below the kids. You'll probably be below the dog. You'll be below her laundry, whatever else. Okay, so right off the bat, you're not going to be, important. But let's continue. She's a restaurant manager, so bad tippers need not apply. So I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that she requires money. So right off the bat, how old is she again? 31 years of age, single mother of 2, demands that you marry her right off the bat, and you need to have some money in your pocket. Okay. She is 5'6" with a mom body. You guys say it like a mom body, right? And learning to love it. So right off the bat, she's too short, boys. Can't really deal with that. She is an Aquarius and a believer in the stars. Oh, no. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She is an Aquarius and believer in the stars. She's sweet as can be, self-professed, but with a whole lot of attitude. Oh, fantastic. She loves to cook, she loves to cuddle, and she loves to have great conversation. And this is, okay, right at the bottom, for those of you guys not watching this is in all capitals. She says, no hookups or friends with benefits, and then it's followed by, I know my worth, exclamation mark. Wow, that is something. This should be, I feel like this should be in a museum or something, right? This shouldn't... I just hope, like, guys, we're all just living in a simulation right now, and these things that we're reading, they're just totally fake, you know, because that's just absolutely something. But guys, we are going to be wrapping up today's episode in a second. I think I have a article that I wanted to pull up here, so let's take a listen. Whereabouts are we? Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Here it is. Okay, so we have an article here titled Hitting the Dating Rock Bottom, written by a woman named Melissa Alvarez. So let's take a listen to what Melissa has to say about the rock bottom of dating. Sometimes it takes being treated so incredibly poorly to finally say enough is enough. And here we have a stock image of a woman crying. I was fooled by a lying narcissist because I needed external validation. I ignored a crazy amount. Excuse me. Jeez, what was that? I ignored a crazy amount of red flags. I tolerated the love bombing, the devaluing, and the mistreatment. I tried to hang on to a relationship when I knew I wasn't respected and my partner was selfish. I'm angry at my ex. I think I hate him. The other night, I said to myself, why would you do this to someone? I had a moment of shock and awe again. After everything that's happened after this, I knew after a few months that my partner had lied about who he was. He lied about being a busy TV segment producer who also worked in the music industry. He exaggerated his success in a massive way. When I was no longer fueling his ego and sense of importance, he discarded me and went in search of someone who would be a side character in his life. A woman who didn't have much going on for her and could hitch her wagon to his. Someone who wouldn't question him. Someone who'd have such low self-esteem she'd let him treat her however he wanted and believe his lies. Now, there's a lot of things that I can kind of tackle here and say, guys, but I just want to say this right off the bat. If you are a girl and you are complaining about a man lying about his success, right? You're saying like, oh, he's lying to me because he lied about his success. I have a counter question. Okay, you know, it's bad that he's lying. My counter question to you is this. Do you wear makeup? Right? And if the answer to that question is yes, then are you also not lying? Okay, because the unfortunate truth of the matter, guys, is girls will complain about getting lied to, right? They'll say like, oh, dudes lied to me, but these girls will fake their entire physical appearance. They'll edit their photos on Instagram. They'll, you know, buy followers, whatever else. You know, so they're inflating everything about themselves to make themselves try and appear more valuable. But then they have an issue when a guy does it. Now, obviously, lying in no shape or way, I'm not defending this guy, guys. Like, I think lying is just an absolute waste of time, if anything, for yourself, guys, because you have to, if you're someone who lies, you're doing more harm to yourself because you have to maintain that crap. You see what I'm saying? Right? But don't complain about someone lying and then be a liar yourself, is all that I'm saying here. He was not and would never be good enough for me, and yet I wanted it to work. Even in ending things, I was heartbroken. I think I mostly felt sorry for myself. It wasn't that I wanted to be with him. I wanted to be with the man he was at the very beginning, when he had love bombed, but that man didn't exist. Yeah, love bombing is actually, that happens to both men and women, by the way. Typically, girls who have mental disorders and crap like that will do love bombing onto men. I would encourage you guys, if some of you guys watching this who are, you know, if you've been through a terrible relationship in the past and things started off really well, I would encourage you to look into NPD, BPD, and also look into love bombing. Maybe that could provide some information to you, but let's continue with the article. Meeting a narcissist and choosing to date them is rock bottom. Seeing the red flags and not having the strength to walk away is rock bottom. Accepting lies, disrespect, and deception is rock bottom. The person I will marry, the person I'd want to be in a committed relationship, doesn't actually possess any of the qualities that my ex did. So why was I with him? That question lingers in the back of my mind, and the shame. I feel shame for being with someone like him and allowing myself to get lost in the relationship. I'm upset at myself for allowing myself to forget who I am, to forget how much of a catch I am, to forget that I am in a different league than this man. Yes, I do believe leagues exist. That article is coming. Oh, I'll keep an eye out for that for sure. I'm pointing out my frustration because sometimes the people we're closest to become a mirror for everything you might need to work on. I met a man who let his trauma get the best of him, so he chose to treat people like crap in order to make himself feel better. That man was painfully insecure and miserable. And what does that say about me? There was a part of me that did identify with that. Misery loves company. Hey, I love this part right here. We have to wrap it up by saying that the guy is insecure and everything, and that, you know, he's insecure and he's miserable. All right, just to kind of make herself feel better. Very interesting how that always pans out. But guys, we are going to be ending today's episode there. As always, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments below, guys. If you disagree with anything I've said, feel free to drop a comment, guys. That is what the comments box is for. As always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description, guys. Like I said, videos are going to be disappearing here and there from YouTube, and they will be winding up there totally free to literally everybody. There's also going to be exclusive videos for supporters, guys, so if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you check that out as well. But otherwise, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together these videos for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the video description below, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, at the very bottom of the video descriptions, there is a link for those of you who are interested in becoming an editor. I'm not sure how long I'm going to leave these applications open for, but if you're interested in working with me behind the scenes, there will be a link at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, guys, as always, don't forget to come and join us over on Locals. You guys might have noticed that a lot of YouTube content creators are kind of branching off to different platforms, and that's because we really don't know what we're allowed to say or do, and a lot of us don't really know how long we will be around for. So guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. It's totally free to join. There's a support option if you're interested. There's also exclusive content and stuff like that over there, but it's totally free if you're just wanting to go and join, guys. The link is in the description, so make sure that you come and join us. But as always, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.